You are now listening to
The Really Joe podcast. Really Joe. Really.
So look, I got Felicity today, and I had this idea last time I saw her and talked to her about welcome to the real world. Because you're a 23-year-old, just kind of freshly. How long has it been since you graduated college?
I've been out of school for 6 months now. Over
Six.
six.
All right, and what's your degree in?
Health and human performance. Is based off of physical therapy.
Okay, all right. So since you graduated, you're 6 months out from graduation. Congratulations, by the way. Excuse me.
Thing.
All right, so graduating from college is somewhat of the American dream, for people. It's a big achievement if you're a parent. So how does it feel for you 6 months later?
I mean, it feels good. It feels good. It's still kind of weird looking back. Like, I really did this because, it's like I've been preparing my whole life for this. So, it's like this time I'm really here, but it's weird because, it's 6 months later and, it's not going the way I want it to go, but it's going.
Yeah. Have you got the call from the student loan people yet, or do they give you a
I
year?
got an email like a few weeks ago.
All
I
right.
had yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, and they they want you to work out a payment plan already.
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay.
I
So do you feel like pressure, to like, all right, I need to get a job that pays well so I can start paying these people?
um I feel that regardless. I mean, it don't got anything to do with the student loans because, I can put that in deferment right now if I need to, but just regardless, I'm ready to get out in the work field.
Right, right. So do you think that's crazy that it's only been 6 months since you graduated and they already contacted you about your about student loan payments?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy, right?
Like I honestly have forgot about it till I seen that email and I'm like, oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's time.
Okay, so maybe it's just me. I'm somewhat of a overprotective parent, right? So I always try to tell people like I try to keep my kids, as young as possible. Like I don't try to, make them learn too much stuff too early. Because I always tell people like, man, it's a cold world out here. Like this world it can be pretty cold, and some people thrive, some people don't, but with you, I I'm sure you probably feel like a full adult, even though you're early. You're still to some people, as I like to call it, you're of age. You know,
Yeah, said a lot. A lot of people still consider me a child or a kid, whatever you want to say. I get that pretty often.
do you feel that way though?
No, not really. I mean, I'm getting like a lot of the stuff that's happening. I'm getting like a taste of it already. So not really.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think you're still at home, right?
Hmm.
Okay. I think that's one of the best things for you, right? So I've put out some stuff before where I was like, don't push your kid out at 18 as a lot of people do because it takes some time, would you agree like that would be a good benefit, for like a somebody who just freshly graduated college?
Yeah, it is a good benefit. It's a great benefit. I don't have to pay really too many bills except for the ones I'm creating for myself, I guess. It's
Yeah.
a great uh it's tough sometimes because, with me being in college, I'm used to having my own and they used to me being gone too. So it's
Yeah.
tough coming back, but it's a good thing as well.
Right, right. So if you could speak to a bunch of parents would you recommend that they let their kids stay at home until they're ready to leave? Or would you just say, like, "No, just go ahead, push them out, let them get their wings and fly"?
Um, I think it depends on the person, the kid. I would recommend that you let them stay for a while. But if you got like a kid that's not really motivated, they'll probably stay with you until they like 35. Then yeah, it's time to go. But I feel like I'm kind of motivated. Like they not pushing me out, but I'm just ready to do my
Right,
own thing.
right. Yeah, and see, I think as a parent, I would really wanna keep mine around as long as possible because, as I say, it's a cold world out here,
Yeah,
especially for a young woman, because you gotta worry about the dudes that come in your life. You gotta worry about as a man, as a dad, you have to worry about the dudes that come in your life, the neighborhood that you live in, you know,
yeah,
um, and as dudes, we're like aware of stuff. Like we're always paying attention to stuff and potential threats, as I like to call it. You know, and women don't tend to do that, in my opinion. Not as
man.
much. Say it again?
You think so?
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
we watch a lot of Lifetime and stuff. My mama got me on Lifetime, so I try to watch a lot of stuff. I probably don't watch everything I should, but I try to.
You know something I've been watching lately. I think you should watch Fatal Attraction on YouTube.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't watch a couple episodes of that.
Yeah, hey, I've been kind of binge watching it. Like I went from Paternity Court to Fatal Attraction, and yeah, it's a lot of lessons that can be learned, in my opinion, just watching those type of shows because it's real life. So yeah, but one reason why I say some women don't is because I've been places like with my old lady, and I might ask her, "Hey, did you notice this person that was doing this and that or had this on?" And
Because he wasn't paying attention.
oh, didn't notice it at all. Or we could be like in the same place. I'm like, well, did you notice this and that? And no, and I'm like, what were you doing? Like in there, like you know. But
Yeah.
this is my opinion. So like let's get into the job stuff. All right. So how has your job searches been going?
um, it's been going okay. Um, Not the way I want it to go. I've come across a lot of jobs not in my field that I actually went to school for more than anything. Most of the jobs in my field have not been so receptive of me being fresh out of college. Everybody want experience, experience, experience. That's the word. They'll hire somebody with 5 or 10 years of experience over me because I'm fresh out, even though I may have the same knowledge as other people. They got more experience, so it's been okay. It hasn't been what I want it to be.
Right, right. To me, and it's not just for like college graduates. I really feel like for a lot of people of color, um, experience is like the new no. In my opinion. You know,
Yeah,
so it's like I feel like the only way to kind of counter that is do a internship, preferably paid if you can, but if not, you'll have to do a free one. Um,
yeah,
or you'll just have to take a position like with the company that you want to be with and just take an entry level position and get paid less than what you probably deserve. And
right.
I think that's the unfortunate part about it, you know. And not to mention, I mean, it's hard to put like your coursework as experience on your resume. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they don't really go for that.
Yeah, so to me it's like I really hate that experience stuff because it's like, people my age get the same thing. It's like, oh, but then the crazy thing is what they don't tell you is they'll turn you down for experience, but then they'll hire somebody within the company that doesn't have the experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it's a little catch 22.
Stipulation-
Oh,
It's a
I'm
lot
sorry.
of. I say it's a lot of stipulations.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. A lot of underlying stuff that that goes on that you don't know about. I remember that happened to my old lady one time. She applied for a position, good interview from what I was told. And the lady was like, "Well, if you don't get this job, you should be a shoe-in for the other job." Somehow she got neither one. And
Mm.
the lady ended up telling her that they hired from within. I want to say both of them, if I'm not mistaken. I'm like, that's crazy, you know. But yeah, that happens a lot, but it's just like you got to really know what's going on behind closed doors to figure out that type of stuff. Like have you been applying for stuff like, different locations, maybe
um,
different states?
I have. I just got tired of, I guess, putting myself in a box. So I have been applying for stuff in different locations. That's probably the most times I've gotten like calls is from different locations, and so I'm having to make up my mind. Do I want to move? Do I want to, drive that far? I didn't turn down a couple just because I didn't want to drive that far, just because I wasn't ready to make the move yet. So yeah, I have.
Yeah. Were they what was it like a competitive pay, or was it like some lowball pay just to get into the field?
It was more low ball. It wasn't really like all that. It was okay. It was like decent.
Right, right,
So it wasn't like really worth the drive, worth doing all that.
right, right, right. Like it kind of didn't make sense, especially if you're gonna be driving 2 hours every day or 5 days a week. You know,
Yeah,
man, is it just me, or do you think that's kind of crazy? Like those are the options that you have.
it is crazy. It's not a lot of options at all.
Yeah, I know, right? So I sent you the video of would you do college again? And and I'm not trying to ask you would you do it again because I'm sure you would, right? All right. So I was just wanting to get your opinion on some of the things that I touched on as far as college versus getting a skill or a trade.
Okay.
So what would be your opinion on college versus getting a skill or trade?
Um, I'm definitely learning just from my experience in these past few months. Get a trade. Get a trade. Like if you don't have to go to college, or if your heart not really in going to college, don't do it. Just get you a trade. It'll save you some money. It might be a little easier, waste a little less time. I'm down for the trade.
Right. But see, I guess the good thing for you is you know how to do hair already.
Yeah,
You know,
just a little
so
bit.
yeah, so I'm pretty sure that was a good plan B for you, at least until you get to where you want to be, right?
Yeah.
All right. So do you think like let's just say you get in your field, you get started, and you're doing well, but you just feel like you're not passionate about it. Do you think you would give that up and just go just strictly hair, doing hair?
Um, Maybe. Um, I think I would like try it out for a
Mhm.
while. See how I feel about it. I'd rather do something like you said that I'm passionate about than do something I don't really care about. So I probably would. I may not do it like full time, but like pretty often I probably would.
Yeah. Yeah. And you were trying to be a physical therapist and not like the assistant, right?
Hmm.
Okay. All right. So, I think that's a pretty, rewarding job, helping people that really need it.
Yeah,
Uh,
it is.
from what I heard it can be tough on your back. But
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's kind of like it's kind of crazy because they say hairstylists can make like 100 grand nowadays because
that is.
it what you say?
I said, yeah, stuff on their back too.
Yeah, yeah, but it's like, I don't know what like physical therapists and PTAs get paid. I think I know like a PTA should get like 60 grand a year.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
pretty good. Good. I'm actually like stuck in a position because I'm not a PT. Uh,
right.
I actually like got to go back to grad school to be a full PT. So I'm more in a position to be a PTA than
Hmm.
any. But they still make good money too. Like I saw the other day, like $35 an hour for a PTA. Like they make pretty good too.
Yeah, I actually talked to a PTA. It was something I was looking in a few years ago, and I talked to a guy. I think he was a PTA and for those of you who may not know, that's a physical therapist assistant, and he said he had been one for like 20 years, and he didn't want to be a physical therapist. And and if anybody who's ever had to go to a therapist, like sometimes you'll work with the PTA instead of the physical therapist a lot. So it's just like being one without the pay, I guess. So if if you took a look back at certain things, what would you do differently?
Um,
Or would you keep it the same?
I probably wouldn't keep it the same. I probably would have just went to PTA school off the bat. That's only like 2 years. I
Right,
would just got my PTA, got my license, and just I could have been working. I could have had that experience,
right, right,
that everybody been looking for.
right,
So I did that.
right. Because you would have to do like clinicals or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And versus going to a 4 year and kind of, being
Right.
stuck in that little middle ground a little bit. I get you. I get you. And really, that's basically like getting a trade, pretty much going to PTA school. So are you nervous about like leaving the home and getting your first, place, on your own?
I am nervous. That's some of the reason why I haven't took some of the jobs just because I easy for me to just stay here and not really have to completely depend on myself. It's that's just an easy thing to do, but I know eventually I'm gonna have to, and it's gonna be all right. I'm not just too pressured about it. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think the biggest thing, can you cook?
A little bit
A little bit?
I'm
Okay.
in the world, but a little bit.
Okay, all right. So you can cook a little bit. I think that'll probably be the biggest thing is the meals. you
I,
know?
I wouldn't be worried about that at all.
Yeah. So like what would you do like on the normal for like, or would you just come home for good meals and you just thug it out at your place?
I mean, I probably would just thug it out. I mean, I've been in college for 4.5, almost 5 years, so I know how to thug it out.
Yeah.
But I probably would just thug it out.
Yeah. Was it a bunch of noodles still? Like that's how it was back in my day. Was it still a
Yeah,
bunch of noodles? Okay.
but
Yeah, a bunch of noodles and sandwich meat.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So look, uh, have you learned like how to budget your money pretty well so far?
Um, I think so. I don't have really just a lot of bills to pay, but the ones that I do have, I don't think I ever really haven't like not had the money to not pay them. So
Yeah.
I went okay.
Do you do a lot of Amazon shopping?
um, every once in a while, not too often. Sometimes.
All right. So, sometimes I think that'll be the biggest thing is,
Yeah,
just, you know,
definitely.
Yeah, just budgeting your money. Like I told my little sister, she was talking about moving out at like maybe 20, maybe 19, 20 years old. But she had a car already. And I'm like, look, you really shouldn't move out until you pay your car off, at least.
Yeah, yeah,
So I'm like, if your parents are not pushing you out, at least pay your car off. Because I'm like, because once you get out on your own, you're gonna be paying rent. Let's just say your rent 700. Let's just say your car note is 400. That's $1,100 on two bills.
and
We
that's good. If you paying that, that's good.
right, and so I'm like, that's not even counting
Yeah,
lights, internet, gas, groceries. We ain't even got there yet. That's just on two bills. So let's just say, let's just say you're making $20 an hour, which is pretty good. Like right now today, that's what $800 a week, 1,600, well 3,200 for the month. Before taxes though. So after taxes, let's just say it's 2,800. Well, it'll probably be a little less than that. Probably about 20, maybe about 2 grand, a little over 2 grand. After tax. So and taxes and insurance. So half your money would be gone on two bills.
yeah.
You know,
That's,
so so yeah, I was just trying to tell her like to free up some of that money. Especially if she can. Because yeah, we know y'all like to get dolled up and go on trips nowadays and go shopping. So yeah, that's why I was asking if you're pretty good at managing your money, you know.
I try to be, but I know I don't have all them bills that you just named, like you just said, to pay. So,
Right.
but I try to be.
Yeah, but they coming though, you know.
They coming, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, and keep in mind with that, like, let's just say with that 2,200 a month, and if you got 1,100 on car note, car insurance, keep in mind, you gonna student loan payments gonna be coming and all that, so you gonna have a tight budget for a
yeah.
while, So it's kind of like you don't want to just live in the hood, you know what I mean? Like
No,
nobody wants to do that. And
mm,
then from my calculations from the video, it's like it's gonna take like 10 years to pay off student loans, depending on how much you have, of course. But yeah, it's a long time. But I got confidence in you though. Just, knowing the type of household you come from. I think you'll be fine. I just think it's getting over and getting started, you know. And then yeah, you probably have to hustle hard for a little while, like work your job, do hair on the weekend. Yeah, you might have to pick up another hustle. You know what I
yeah, you're
mean?
right.
You
Probably.
know. But do you have like any reservations that you can't get it done though, right? Like I'm
No.
sure you don't. Do you look forward to it?
Um, well, it's a challenge. I like challenges. So yeah, I guess you could say so. Guess you could say that.
Yeah. Okay. And then look, and remember this too. Whenever you get like your student loans paid off, celebrate.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most-
Celebrate. But also now this is one thing I would recommend, and this is to, pretty any young adult, pretty much any young adult. Don't pick up any bad habits. Like, alcoholism, you know, what as Southside Reggie call it, helpers, like,
yeah,
because man, it's already gonna be tight,
yeah,
and it's like you really not gonna be able to afford a yeah, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's like that's kind of like my advice to you. I'm pretty sure you don't need it. I'm pretty sure that your parents have probably put you up on game already. But Yeah, but just something I just wanted to throw out there though. Are you worried about like creating a future with like the type of guys that's out here today in your age group?
Um, yes, I am. I am a little worried. It's rough out here. A lot of people talk bad about like people my age and my generation, and sometimes I see why. Because they be doing some crazy stuff, and like a lot of people wasn't raised up on like seeing love, so a lot of people don't know how to love, how to give love, how to receive it. So yeah, I am, but
Mm.
hopefully it'll happen.
So like have you experienced some of the bad guys so far?
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
like what's some of the bad things that you experienced? If you don't mind me asking, I mean, if you don't want to share it, then that's fine.
cheating is one.
Okay.
Uh, that's the biggest one. Cheating. A guy being kind of like insecure, not really knowing how to handle like a girl, or like you don't want the girl going out, you don't want the girl doing this and that, because you nervous she gonna go get somebody else, or you don't trust her. It's like it's a lot of stuff. I don't really want to go into detail, but it's like a lot. Or
Well,
like wanna they just wanna like, do that with you. They don't really want nothing else. That's all they think about. They ain't worried about no family or no future. That's
right,
it.
right. Well, see, the reason why I was making that face is because I've been hearing several women lately use this insecure word, and to me they using it a little loosely, because it's like let me just use me as an example. Like I don't care about my old lady going out and stuff like that. I'm really not worried about losing her to another guy, you know.
Right.
So to me, I feel like I'm not insecure about that. You know, oh, I to me it's just somewhat respectful. You
Yeah.
know, like if we're together, you should be respectful. Like you don't want to go clubbing. You shouldn't want to go clubbing every weekend, or
That's that's true.
you know what I'm saying, or dress a certain way. To me, that's just respectful.
Right.
But at 23, it's a little different.
Yeah.
You know? Like
Yeah.
at 23, this is why I don't recommend that people create families in their 20s, or really get in serious relationships, because your 20s are for you, and it's for like building yourself up, finding yourself, all that type of stuff, you know
Right.
and and all it takes is one bad dude, and
Yeah.
and he could change your thoughts on every other guy, you know yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like that's why I don't really recommend it. It's like, man, live your life, enjoy yourself, go travel, go see the world, because or if that's something that you want to do, because like once kids come, it's like it's
That's
gonna
it.
yeah, it's gonna be hard, like you could do it at some point, but for a while, it's gonna be hard. And to me, I don't think most of these guys today are like husband type material, you know, and You know, and it could be for a couple different reasons, but they're not like the old fashioned type of guys. They're not like stand up guys, you know.
Uh,
Like most of these dudes, most of the young dudes your age probably sad.
yeah,
Yeah, and to me that's
a,
weird.
a good percentage.
Yeah. And then not to mention how many young dudes do you see with waves anymore?
Oh, not a lot. They bringing it back though. Some people bringing it back.
So what's one of the things that you're like looking forward to the most in your adulthood?
Um, I mean, there's a lot of things. I'll probably say like the simple things like buying a house. I mean, starting a family, getting married. You know, I guess the stuff that everybody probably think about. Obviously, having a good job, starting my career.
Yeah. Okay. So what's one of the things that you're not looking forward to in your adult life?
Like you just said, all the budgeting and all the bills, the money, and everything seem like it's going up, up, up. And a lot of the jobs are not, their pay is not going up. So that's definitely something I'm not looking forward to.
Yeah. Yeah. I get you. And see, one this is one reason why I asked you that. Just because it's like, being a little older and I guess being a little more experienced, it's like a lot of people feel like, oh, I just need to make more money. And it's like,
Hmm.
well, if you have bad spending habits, it don't matter how much money you make. You're gonna blow it,
Right. That's true.
anyway.
Yeah.
And some people fail to realize that, like, millionaires have millionaire bills. Like that's just how it
Yeah.
goes. But it's like me, one thing that I dread for like people your age, and it's not necessarily you, but I see a lot of people your age, they just follow trends. You know, they
Yeah.
just they just do what everyone else is doing, like.
Yeah.
And another thing I usually tell people, that's a little younger, I usually tell them, if you hadn't lost a friend or two yet, you got a lot more living to do. And I mean, it's unfortunate, but usually that's how it goes. And
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give you some stuff to be on the lookout for.
Right. Right.
Because it happened to me firsthand. Like me and one of my longtime friends, we fell out. And we can converse now, but it's not like when we was younger though.
I have
So
to say, yeah.
yeah. So it's like you gotta watch out for that because everybody don't want the best for you. They want you to stay at the same level they're on. So if you get to take
Forever.
off, it's like that's gonna come with some hate,
Right.
unless y'all doing it together, then it could probably be cool, but that just comes with it. But look, I don't want to hold you up too long. Hey, I appreciate it. I don't want to preach too much. I'm sure you get enough.
Now look, I want to ask this: what's the trend? You said people be following trends. What's one of the trends that you see?
Social media, hair, nails, clothing. Um, you know, um, I was thinking about doing a video about this. Do you know who Derek Jackson is? The guy, the relationship guru.
I've heard of them. I think I've heard of them.
All right, well, hey, stay tuned. I might do something about it. But
Okay.
like sometimes I tell people, even like women like my age and older, it's like most women do the same stuff and want the same stuff. And I think that's crazy. Like how do you have so many people that want the same thing? I used to watch a lot of Kevin Samuels at one point, and almost every woman that called in say, "Hey, I want a high value man making 100,000, preferably no kids. I want him to pay most of the bills." And it's like, how does almost all you women want the same thing and do the same thing? You know? And it's like nobody wants to be different. Like everybody wants to be like everybody else. Come on now. Hey, you know yourself. The baby hair thing, the wig thing, like
Ah,
like 15, 20 years ago, the thing was being natural because perms damage your hair and
yeah.
everybody natural. Now we're going to wigs. You know, it's like crazy.
I, look, natural coming back though. Natural is making a rise back. I'm natural. I just got my hair braided, but I'm natural.
Yeah, and see, that's how I feel like that's how it needs to be, you know. And sometimes I just see, sometimes it's just hard for me to see how so many people want the same stuff. And when I say this, I'm mainly referring to women. No offense, you know, but to me
Oh
this
Lord.
is, you know, and actually me and somebody just had this conversation the other day, and we were like, social media has women in a chokehold.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's like, you know, it's really crazy because they do everything for social media, the pictures, the trips, you know, the family stuff.
Mhm.
It's like it's people cooking meals off TikTok nowadays.
I want to do people. Um,
I get it, you know, but it's just like, you know, it's that's just what I'm kind of. Did I give you enough examples?
yeah, I got you. I got you.
And you know, and I'm not saying that all of these are a bad thing, but they can be, you know. I just saw a video of a pregnant girl fighting, and
Mm.
she wanted to fight. It's not like somebody jumped on her. She like, you know, put her tennis shoes on, and you fight.
No, that's crazy to me.
Yeah,
Uh,
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's okay. The little Kiki Palmer Usher thing that's going on right now, right? A lot a lot of people got a problem with what dude said, but it's like if that's how he feel within his relationship, like his old lady should dress a certain way, you can't fault that man for that. If she
I
feel
think I think the thing for me was that he got, like you said, social media was that he got on social media and kind of like blasted her, you know,
that's
take it
true.
home. Why you didn't tell her that when she got home, you know?
That's true.
Tell
But
her you could save that drama.
but this at the same time, she did that publicly. She went out there half dressed because it didn't look too bad in the front, right?
Yeah.
It was the back that was the bad part. So she went out there publicly in front of. I mean, it's a lot of people there, but then you get in the main part of the show, and it's not like she tried to hide, you know, the other side of her dress. She made sure it was shown. So they really disrespecting each other, you know.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but it's like you can't get mad at either one for feeling how they feel, you know, because it's.
But
Mm,
I didn't mean to interrupt you,
nah,
but
go ahead.
they probably was standing in the same house. You didn't think he saw it before she left? Like, you didn't he saw the outfit before she left?
Well, you know what? Let's just say he did, right? He probably I'm sure if that was the case, he said something before she left. And she probably was like, I'm gonna do it anyway.
You
Because
probably
that's
yeah.
what she wanted to do. Kind of like, did you see the video from a few months ago? Well, not a few months ago, maybe about a month and a half ago. The lady who went on the vacation, I commented on the video and I had some people going back and forth with me. The lady who went on the vacations and she came back, she was at work and her boyfriend, husband, he moved out and
Mm,
they had 9 kids together and she had 3 before him. They had 6 together.
mm.
And it was a so when I got on the comments, I'm like, women are throwing her a pity party, and dudes are like, he told you not to go on the trip. You decided to go anyway. So
Uh,
he told you he gonna have a problem if you go on this trip. She
uh,
went. So how can you be mad at him for moving out? He told you he got
yeah,
a problem if you do that.
yeah.
And you had so many people coming to her defense. And I'm like, they were like, oh, he's a coward. this, that, and the other. And I'm like, how's he a coward? Because he's trying to avoid a physical altercation, probably. For one, he did it while you were at work.
Mhm.
What's the problem? You can't make him stay there with that lady if she gonna keep disrespecting him like that.
Yeah, I mean, they could have had a sit down, they could have talked about it, but
All right, cool. So, hey, so look, hey, I had to send it to you just so you can see the video. Just so you can kind of see, what happened. She said they usually go on trips together,
mm,
either just them two or them and the kids.
mm.
I think they lived in Dallas. She took a weekend trip to Houston, which is not that far away, but he had a problem with that. Oh, and he said he didn't know the people she went on the trip with. I'm just, I'm just saying, So
I I see it. I can see it both ways. I can see it both ways. I had to know more detail.
hey, I'm gonna see you the video. But my thing was y'all sitting there bashing that man, right? Like the women were bashing the man, calling him a coward, everything else. And it's like, how's he a coward? He took a woman with 3 kids and created a family, a even bigger family with them. With her. You know, they taking trips. You got 9 kids at home. I just find that hard to see taking trips and you got 9 kids.
Mhm.
They finding a way to do trips. They going on trips just them two. I said he sound like a pretty solid guy to me. Sound like he's a family type of guy. And she wanted to go and do her own thing. You gotta deal with what come with that. Just my opinion. So yeah, she made a choice. Now you gotta live with what comes with that. But just my opinion.
I don't know. I can't say too much because I don't know all the details.
I got you. I got you. Well, I don't mind lending my opinion sometimes. So you have to.
Right.
But uh, Felicity, do you have any final thoughts or opinions, comments before we sign off?
I don't think so.
All right,
Thank
so we pretty much got it covered.
We got it covered.
All right, and we're gonna be looking forward to you excelling here in the near future.
That's right. It's coming.
Oh yeah, and staying off Amazon.
Maybe.
I got you. Well, look, hey, I appreciate you for taking some time out your day to sit down with me. And until next time, people, we out. You not gonna say bye?
Bye.
Whatever. Whatever. All right, look, I appreciate it.